Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Isaac Likes Bikes, episode 3. Crazy. It's been a little bit since we've last recorded. Me and Anyssa are here today.
It's been since last year.
I know we haven't recorded since last year.
Wow.
Forever. But yeah, we are back with. I guess we're still sticking with the season. But this is the new year, so Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
It's been a little bit of time since the last time we posted. A lot of crazy stuff has happened. I mean, because we've had Christmas, New Year's, just getting everything situated for this year. So, but yeah, here we are. We are back. This episode is probably gonna be a little shorter than usual, but who knows? We may get in a banter and just maybe the longest video we've ever made.
We like to ramble.
We do. We're very, very good at it. But I guess starting off, we are going to start with the no bike zone first.
Oh, switching it up.
I know. I was like, why not? It's New Year, new me, you know? But yeah, so it was Christmas. It was New Year's. I also have been traveling like crazy for Christmas and everything. But my best friend, Max, shout out to him. He got married in Tennessee. Pigeon Forge area. So I spent a week down there hanging out with him. He got married. That's a good sign. They both said yes. So
no one ran away during the...
It must be successful because they both said yes. Yeah, and just I took my dad down there. It was really fun. We left, I think, the 26th of December. So right after Christmas. Drove all the way there. It was a 15-hour drive.
Yikes.
Yeah, it sucked. And it was rainy, it was cold, it was just, it was gross. But we got there, and then we had rehearsals that only lasted like an hour, so we had the full day on the 27th. So, me and Dad first went to one of those, like, what are they called? They're like the roller coasters that are gravity. I think they're literally called gravity.
Probably.
Gravity coasters. But yeah, it was just one of those gravity roller coasters. I was like, I've never done one. I've always wanted to do it. So we both get on, and me and Dad are pretty like competitive, like who can be the fastest type deal. And he asked, he's like, if I don't use the brake, will I fly off? And the people there were like, nah, you'll be fine. So I was like, oh shoot. So we both no brakes at all, and it was fast. Like you would think, oh, it's a little kiddie ride, like it won't be. It was so fast. It was so scary.
So were you like an individual like carts?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So he was behind me, and I kind of waited at the top just a little bit. Like I put the brake on just a little bit, so like it give me space. People in front of me, but the people in front of me were like a little kid, so I didn't want to hit them or anything. But man, I could not catch him, and Dad couldn't catch me. It was so fast.
Yeah, I think every video I've seen of those is like somebody trying to go super fast and then getting stuck behind a kid that's scared, you know, and it's like,
I know, because I was like, man, I just want, because they have like a little photo thing. Photos are expensive as shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, I wanted the photo, so we both got the photo. But both of our photos it's like the fastest section, and we have no brakes on. We're all the way forward. But he had a blast. He got off and he's like, oh my God. That was awesome.
Yeah.
He was like a little kid again. And then the same place they had Dino Mini Golf, which I've never played before.
Yeah.
And we played mini golf. I beat him horribly. Like, I just professional mini golfer right here. So he paid for dinner. And then we still had time left. Before we had Max had like a dinner for everyone at the end of the night. So we went to an indoor shooting range.
Yeah, that looked like a lot of fun.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like, me and Dad both love shooting, so it was just so much fun to be able to go out and like indoor shooting while it was like 10 degrees out. It was awesome. Because it was like we're just like trying to figure out things to do, and I was like, I really don't want to spend that much money. And the indoor range was like, I think like a $20 fee. I was like, that is
sweet. Yeah.
cheap.
Yeah.
That was for both of us for an hour. And then we were like, we shot all of our ammo. We were like, oh, we have to buy more. And then it didn't become cheap anymore. But yeah, it was really fun. Got done with that. Went to his wedding, Max's wedding, the next day. Went great. I gave a best man speech. I was so scared.
Yeah. How was that?
Scary.
Yeah.
So scary. There wasn't that many people there. It was a smaller wedding. but it was so scary.
Yeah.
I was so scared to death. But yeah, that went good. He got married, and then next day we just drove all the way home.
Yeah.
So long.
That's probably the worst part, because like, at least when you're going, you're like, oh, this is kind of exciting. You're fresh because, you know, you haven't spent all that time already traveling, but going home, that always sucks. That's like...
Yeah, and Dad was sick the whole way,
too. Yeah.
Like, he just was like, he got sick the day before, and he chugged half a bottle of NyQuil, so he's still pretty tired in the morning. So I drove most of the way. I think he drove 2 hours of it, but it's still like a 13-hour drive.
Yeah.
So it was long. But yeah, got home, and then I've just been home ever since. I don't want to go anywhere now. I'm done traveling.
Yeah.
Because like whole month of December, I traveled to Texas twice to see family, then traveled around for Christmas stuff, and now it's like, like January, I don't plan on doing anything. I don't. We're staying in the state.
Yeah, I've had some pretty busy weekends, just like, just not necessarily anything crazy, not like traveling like that, but just doing stuff. And it's like, this is like gonna be the first weekend in a while that I'm like, I don't have plans. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit at home and be comfy? Yes, please.
I'm not staying in bed. Well, right now it's like -2, so
yeah. So I really don't want to leave.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Staying home sounds where it's at.
Yeah.
But yeah, did you do anything special for Christmas?
My family came to my house, which was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. But
it was super chill. We just chilled, played some card games, opened a lot of presents. Everybody had a lot of presents this year, and it was pretty awesome.
That's sweet.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Same with New Year's. My family came over again for New Year's, had some good food, played some cards, and that's literally, it was awesome.
Isn't that such a grown-up thing?
Yeah.
Having people over to your place.
It feels so good. I love it so much.
Isn't it? It's just like, oh my gosh, like, I remember going to like other people's places, and I'm like, man, this is cool. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm hosting?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's fun except for the before part when I'm like, I gotta clean up my house, like make
Yes.
sure everything's perfect, and like,
Yeah, you're like, shoot, I actually have to do the laundry. I can't just leave it on the floor.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the hosting part of it now.
Yeah.
Getting old's fun a little bit, but man.
Both of you and I are both like pretty, I guess, happily like doing the like more adult or like more mature thing. Like I feel like we're not like 20. I guess you're 22. We're not like out partying and stuff like that. We're like, oh my gosh,
No.
I got this new kitchen sponge. Wow.
Yeah. We're old people.
We really are. Yeah.
We're old souls is what
Yeah.
they would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my favorite thing to do is go home after work and watch The Office and go to bed.
Yeah.
That is my favorite thing.
I'm like, man, I gotta go get groceries. I'm like, honestly, I'm okay with that. I like grocery shopping. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm not a partier. When it hits 10 o'clock, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, me too. Very much like, yeah.
I have to have a schedule now. I feel so old. I'm just 22.
Yeah.
My back hurts.
Old man.
Like, what in the world?
He's been complaining about the stools at work quite often. I'm like,
Yes, our stools. This isn't bike related. Our stools are ancient, and like some of them worn out. Some of them we put together when I first started. I didn't do a very good job, so they're kind of wobbly too. But man, especially like editing videos, it's like my back hurts.
yeah, we only pretty much have stools to sit on here, and after several hours sitting at work, you're like,
Yeah, it's like, oh man,
so
I gotta stand. Yeah, like, cool. Yeah, I think that's a good update. Let's stay on this editing stuff.
yeah.
Okay, so I know with me, when I edit a video, I'm not one of those people that can like edit this video 30 minutes and then like I'm done for a little bit and then come back to it. I am one of those people that grind out the video.
Me too. Like when I'm in the mood, and I'm like, I'm gonna do everything I need to do. If I finish this video, if I'm still in the mood, I'm gonna work on some other project. Yeah, for sure.
It's like if I get in the mood, it's like 4 hours.
Yes.
So like, it's so hard editing and like starting a project and be like, oh, I'm editing for 30 minutes. I'll just finish up later. I can't do that. I have to like I'll do like graphics, like prepare for the edit.
Yeah, because those are usually quicker too.
Yeah. But when I actually have to like sit down and edit, I have to sit at a desk and I sit at a nice chair.
Yeah.
Like it is like I just can't. Like even at like graphic design class, it's a nice room, but their chairs, I think they were like, oh, these are nice looking chairs.
So they probably look fancy.
Yeah, they look fancy.
Not comfy.
They're the most uncomfortable chairs.
Yeah,
awful.
that's the worst. Yeah,
I feel bad when it's a work day and it's like, I gotta leave. Like, let me just go home and work on my desk.
It's distracting. When I'm like in the editing zone or like working on stuff, any sort of little distraction makes me so angry. Like any sort of little, like my cat will be like, hey, give me attention. I'm like, I'm focused. Get out of here. Like, I don't want any sort of inconvenience. Like, if the internet's slow, I'm like, dude, I'm working. Stop it. Like, I'm trying to think. I'm a fast thinker. I don't want to like be slowed down at all. And I get frustrated. So,
yeah, yes. I have to be like concentrated. Because if I get off, I'm just, I can't. Yeah. It sucks. No. Like, it sounds so stupid, but I have to make sure I eat before. Like I can't eat and do it at the same time. Like I just can't. So I have to make sure like I eat before, like I change the right clothes. Like I can't be uncomfortable. Like it's such a weird thing. But yeah, like I feel good.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, like remembering to eat and like do that like on the longer projects and stuff like that. Back in 2020 when I had to edit the cut for Flint Hills Technical College, they do what's called the cut. It's basically like Chopped. For the culinary department, they do like a mystery box thing. We film it. It's like a whole cooking show, right? Normally it's live. 2020, COVID, so we did it. We like edited it like literally like a TV show. We did that. And I did all of the editing. We had like 16 cameras for like several hours, several rounds, like several different like locations, all on their own SD cards and stuff like that. I had to organize it and like sync up audio and figure out music, and, color code it all. Like it was so much work. So during those days, like when I literally sat at home and spent so much time. Like I would spend like 6+ hours just sitting at my computer. Like,
yeah. I remember. Yeah. I remember I'd get in Discord and be like, hey, are you doing okay? You're like, I don't like this anymore.
I'll admit, there was like a point where I was like, do I even like editing? Like, what am I doing? Yeah. Do I like this? I don't like this. But then I finished it, which to be fair, we were still kind of on a deadline, and I still like look back at this video and I'm like, man, I could have done this so much better if but then I remember the state of mind I was in doing this. Because like the first round looked so good, but then you can tell like as it goes, I was like tired and exhausted and like, why was I the only one editing? I don't know. But
but it's one of those things too, like we notice that, but usually like every video we do, it seems like I always like send it to like the client or like if it's for me, I'm like I don't like it. It's not perfect.
Yeah, you'll always notice those little things. It's just, I mean, it's art in that way. You see that like brush stroke that's wrong. Yeah,
but people seem to like it. I love the video. I thought
it was good. It's definitely like considering, again, you have to like consider the situation we were in, like minimal contact between each other, and again, like personally, like editing this, I was working. I think at this point, I guess I was working almost full time and going to school full time, and then like also trying to edit this video and also just I'm learning to be an adult because we were like
this was when we were graduating too.
Yeah, it was like
gosh, crazy,
so much. Yeah, it was insane. I'd love if we should probably like we could talk about that for a while. Maybe some episode down the line, anyways, to bring that up.
Yeah, I know. Comfort is key while editing. Yes. Let's just stop there. Yes. Chairs. Nice desk. Yeah, that's where it's at
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's switch to our bike banter because we're talking about editing videos. Yeah. We just posted, I think yesterday, our top 5 multi-tool videos.
Yes.
And man, so this was kind of my baby for a while because we were gonna post it because I think I mentioned in the last video we were gonna post it before the holidays, and then we last minute decided we weren't, and we took a little bit of time off, so it didn't post for a couple weeks, but yeah, we posted it. I was really worried. I spent a good amount of time on it, like planning it out, researching, like figuring out what top 5 multi-tools I would want to do, and I technically didn't end up doing top 5. I did I think 8. Because I did some honorable mentions at the end that I think were very important for having in a tool bag. But yeah, posted it up. It did good. It did good.
I'm so happy with it. And like, I know when you were posting it, because usually we post it to Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube relatively within the same time. We usually try to do YouTube earlier just as a little special treat for those who watch the YouTube.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, Facebook decided to not, which the Meta Suite, which is what you post through, decided to just not post it.
Yeah, I got it said failed to post and then deleted in front of my eyes. Like I went to the scheduling list and underneath it was red, failed to post, and then I was like, okay, I clicked on it and it went boop, delete. I was like, what?
Yes.
That's not what I wanted.
Oh, good old Meta. They do it. Yes.
Yeah. Luckily, I saved a draft of what I wrote, so it was. I just had to post on both. But I was like laying in bed, just looking like I was like, oh, okay, this video's doing, like YouTube's doing good, and I was like, where's everything else? They're supposed to post at 6, not, and it was like 9:00, and I was like, oh shoot. Yeah. So posted it up, and they did really good too on social media.
Yeah. Which I think we found that later time even kind of works better. It's so hard to judge what time to post things because I think once upon a time there was a rhyme and reason as to, oh, you post on this day because people are doing this. But I think everybody's consuming content all the time. So like it spreads out so much that it's like almost hard to find those times that do better than others because it's just like everybody's consuming content constantly.
Yeah, it's impossible to know now. Like I always thought we always did, God, I can't remember, like Mondays because people like watch it throughout the week or something like that, and it did good. But now it's like I think our main days are Friday. Can get ready for the weekend, but it's so like I bet you when season starts getting into it for cycling, we'll probably have to do like Wednesdays, or something like that because people will be riding over the weekend and won't be actually like watching content.
Yeah,
but podcast wise, I'd probably think, oh, let's post on Fridays, because people will be riding and probably listening to the podcast. So it's kind of like a
but it's also just completely random and like the sense of like how platforms choose to push it out to people is so random. But then you also have to think about there's so many people who do create content now. You have to think about the competition there. Like if everybody posts at 6 p.m. on Friday, then there's so much content no one's ever going to be able to look at it all. But you have to like spread it out. But then it's also like you have no idea when other people are going to post. You have no idea when people are going to be on their phones, all this. So it's like it's very interesting, and like I think people don't talk about that a lot when they're like trying to post videos or make whatever content. Like they don't talk about how much like time spent researching and like figuring out, and like Meta business and a lot of platforms have like a insights of some sort that's like, oh, your audience is active at this time, and it's like sometimes that's accurate and it's like that doesn't help me. Sometimes it's not. It's like playing around with that, and what do you trust? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like such a hit or miss, and it's like I posted that derailleur clutch video. That was kind of the starting point of all these videos too, and I posted it just like normal, nothing crazy. I did a teaser video before it, and holy shit, it was like 2 days, 900 views.
Yeah.
But today, like our video, I think for right now, let me check real quick.
Yeah.
I think our videos at 320 was the last time I checked. And that's really good for us. I think our average is like the first couple of days we get around 100, I think right now.
Yeah, it's usually like that pushes to 100. Yeah.
It's gotten way better, especially us like posting more often.
Yeah, we're growing this something that's like, I mean, I know videos were posted a lot kind of during COVID. But since then things have kind of dwindled down, and now that we are here together, like able to make content together, it's like now you're relatively full-time, so it's like it's really nice.
Yeah, like right now we're at 311, which is really good for us for one day. And like on YouTube, I don't know if a lot of people know like how YouTube gives us analytics, but our analytics like gives us our usual graph of posting a video, and then this one, like this one is like it's nice and steady. A lot of the times ours will like peak up real quick right off the bat and then flatten. This one seems to be a really nice curve. Yeah. Which is awesome. But I think that also involves like people like we've gotten a lot of comments on this one, a lot of engagement. Yeah. It's also a pretty good like title and thumbnail, so I'm thrilled. This is like my little child that I've been
exciting
thinking
about.
Yeah, because like I told Anyssa, I was like, I really want this one to be good. I hope so. Yeah. And when we filmed, Anyssa helped me through it, and I was like, man, there's like we took so many takes because especially when I was editing, we did so many takes just to make sure. Because our usual filming time is around an hour for an average video. Yeah. This one was like an hour hour 45, because we spent a little more time on each one of them.
Making sure that you have all the details correct. You don't want to say, like, you know, it's really easy to accidentally say something wrong, and you're like, oh, I didn't mean it has this bit, it has this one, you know, or whatever. Like those little details, especially because in a multi-tool, I mean, how many different features? Like there's so many features in it, and that's the whole point. And so it's like to mention those, it's kind of hard. Yeah,
like the Pedro's one. Oh my gosh, I thought like after editing, getting the video done, I was like, oh my gosh, was it called the T handle or was it the L handle? And I was like, no, the L handle was like the Allen keys. And I was like, I don't know. And
it's T handle.
I had to like research it. And I was like, okay, it is the T handle. I was like, oh man, like simple stuff like that'll get you every time.
Yeah. Or how many times did it take you to say 8-bit pack pliers?
Yeah, 8-bit pack pliers. Or the ratchet rocket.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was just like. Or multi-tool. I couldn't say multi-tool in a bunch of them. It was just like, because like we do usually have scripts for our videos. Not like in the beginning of ones, we did have like actual scripts of reading off of because I wasn't used to being on front of camera. It's getting a lot easier. So we have like outlines, especially with doing that multi-tool video. There's so much research involved for those. Because you got to remember every little detail about them. But yeah, it just following along that a couple times to make sure I get all my thoughts that were on paper and make it sound good on video.
Yeah. And like me sitting behind the camera, like pre-editing it, like, okay, well, you said it like this time and this time. Will that go together well? Yeah, I think that'll work, you know, or whatever. And like, well, maybe we should just one more time.
Yeah. I would love to like live stream a video because it was like, and it's like, no, let's do it again.
Like, oh, but what? And we've like done 10 takes of it, and it's like, oh, that sounds good. And then we're like, well, but what if you reworded like this? And we're like, that's
where it is.
Yeah.
Like I in this video, while editing, I was like, oh my gosh, I did use it. Like I said nice a lot, and I notice it. I don't think a lot of other people will notice it. Yeah. But now if you listen to this and now go watch it, you'll notice I say nice a lot.
And I think in every video we've done, the one that I was in even, there's just like some things I think we both get excited. We're like, oh, I like that word choice of like whatever it is, like like nice, or like, oh, this handy tool to have.
Yeah, handy tool. Handy.
And it's like, and you like it, and so you're like, well, what if I didn't use it in that last take? Well, I want to say it again because maybe I want it here instead. But then you say it every time, and then you're like, you're editing, and you're like, why did I do that?
Yes, that is the hardest part for me because like I'll get in my head and be like, did I say that in this one? Or like when I was like, oh, up next, or what was the other thing? I was trying to find like the transition words are hard for me too. But I thought it turned out really good.
No, I really liked it. I thought you did a great job.
Yeah. The editing stuff was good. I guess let's actually talk about the content of like why we picked which one. Yeah. I guess I picked them, but I ran them by you just to make sure. Yeah. Like, especially like, it's nice having Anyssa around because it's like we have someone very entry level into it to see like their perspective on it. And then it's like me, like, oh, I love tools, so I like, this is why I would pick this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. I think I help explain things too, because like you're so used to hearing it in this like professional way, and you're like, oh, it just makes sense to you. But it's like me, I'm still like learning it, and it's like I get that perspective of like, I've never heard of this. What does this mean? So it's like I can be like, no, change the wording to this. It's
that dumbing down process.
Yeah.
Of like me, I could talk about like that tool such in detail of like why they picked this steel, why they picked this, like it's kind of it's just one of those like just sometimes just like easy to say, just like has multiple bits. You don't have to name every bit because it does have multiple bits to work on the bike, like and that's kind of this video is kind of the starting point of like your research. Like in the description we make sure we name every tool, we put a link to where the tool is, and it gives more information. But like this video is more of just a good thinking point, I think, for what to look for. Yeah.
I think that's something in general with our content and like, but also just the shop in general. Finding that balance between, there's a lot of people who are well-seasoned writers who like know everything. And then there's a lot of entry-level people, and it's like finding that gap between like being like, it is okay if you're entry level, like you have to learn sometimes, and it's like, it's okay not to know it, it's okay to ask questions, and like that is what we are here for, and we want to be able to like support you on this. Like, how do you know if you don't ask, or if someone doesn't tell you? Like, those type of things about like bridging that gap. But also, you don't want to be too boring to the people who are like, I already know this. Like, why are you telling me this again?
Yeah,
so.
It's especially with a tire pressure video. If you notice, I never say what tire pressure you should run. I know Aaron and Adam always pushed me to be like, you're helping, you're like a guide to sell someone something. Like you're helping guide them to the right. You're not really telling them the right, because it's like, it's so subjective. Like I might like something way better or way different than you like something. But mine is kind of a guide and answer your questions and help you guide to your own answer type. That's kind of my philosophy of selling stuff. Yeah. So like tire pressure video, I think I try to give everyone the right tools to find the right pressure.
And that's so valuable, because so many people like in sales and stuff, whether it's bikes or other sales of things, like they're so like, no, I want you to buy this product because it's, you know, it's the best product out there and that's what I like. And it's like, well, everybody's different, especially when it gets to sports and stuff like that. The physical sport of cycling, like everybody's body is so physically different. I mean, you have the difference between male and female, but then you also have like the difference of just, oh, are you tall? Are you short? Are you, how heavy are you? Like all those different things. What do you like? What do you ride? All these things. So
are you a racer? Do you like bike packing? Do you do you like trails? Like I can guide someone towards a warbird, but like if they are like, I just really want to ride Thursday night rides and have fun. I'm a beginner. Probably maybe something with bigger tires, and I'm gonna push them towards like a journey or to getting started. Like it's a guide. It's like all I can think of Lewis and Clark as a guide. No, yeah.
you're just like giving them the kind of
yeah. A lot of our videos are just like that. Like we're gonna, I guess, upcoming videos we're gonna do an Unbound prep video, which it takes a lot of research. Because I've done the Unbound or the DK100 back when it was Dirty Kanza, but I did it in 2017. Stuff has changed too. So when I like writing the script up and like our like ideas of what essentials are for Unbound, especially 200, I'm calling a lot of people. Like I called up my buddy Jeff. He's done Unbound DK for years, and he's done 200 multiple times, and I'm calling tons of people. Like one of the things is nutrition on it, and it's like that is so subjective. Like I'll eat Chips Ahoy on the bike and feel fine, but people will have to drink, like get their calories in liquid. So yeah, a lot of our videos are gonna be subjective, not subjective, but like very broad in our statement.
And like I think a lot of it is like we want to give you the tools you need to like start thinking about it, but like when it really comes down to it, man, just come in and talk to us, give us a phone call, something like that. Like let us like actually help you specifically and not the general idea of you, you know, like everyone's so specifically different. Like
it's totally different. Oh, back to the tools.
Right.
I guess we're talking about tools today. But yeah, I guess we'll start off with the first one we did was the Pedro's T-handle. My biggest reason for that one was it was just so handy. Like it was just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like all the bits were in the handle, everything's sealed together. It's just super fast. Like my biggest thing of why I would keep that in my bike is like I'd leave a 4mm in there or a 6mm, something like taking wheels off real quick. It's already set up. And you can put it's very comfortable to use. Like it's just super solid.
I think it's also really nice. Again, looking at that from that beginner perspective, it's very simple. You look at it, you go, "This is how I use this."
Yes.
You know, it's not overwhelming. It's so simple. And yeah, when you put it in your bag, it's not it's not complicated. It's not like there are parts, but they're again straightforward. It's like, okay, I put this here and it works.
Yep. Yeah, and it's very well made. Pedro's tools are always good quality. I think all the tools I picked were very good quality. But yeah, Pedro's tool is great. Super solid. That's why I put on the top 5 list.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my go-to multi-tool, and I mentioned that. But I would 100% have it in my bag. Like, especially for mountain biking, like simple stuff, or if I'm traveling or just super simple.
Or making some like quick adjustments or little adjustments. I think it's really good for that.
Yeah, it's always nice to have a tool, especially at home, laying around like that. It's almost like having a 3-way, but you have all these different bits too in it.
Yeah, and I do like how the fact that it does slide up and down, so it's like you can get a really comfortable grip depending on the size of your hand, or what, if you're in a weird angle, a weird spot on the bike, it's like you can adjust it so you're not like
Yep.
the handle's not getting in the way as easily. It's really nice for sure.
Yeah. My only critique for that tool is I wish the handle itself, the tube, was a little bit thicker. That's my only thing, just so I could put more torque down to it. But that's the only thing I would change about it.
It also bugs me that one bit does not fit in there. Only 4 fit in the handle, right?
I wish it was like slightly longer too.
Yeah. That would be,
There's a couple things, but it's a great tool.
And again, I think it's a pretty good price point too for it. For a multi-tool. I was pretty impressed.
Like, I can't remember, like 20 some bucks or something like that.
Yeah,
like
something.
cheap.
Yeah.
But then the next one was the 8-bit pack pliers.
There you go. You got it down.
We're getting there. That took a lot of takes. That one is so, it's so awesome. I think the only thing that it's missing in my go-to multi-tool would be a chain breaker.
Yeah.
But it had every bit. So well built. Everything wolf tooth, chain rings, bling kits, everything wolf tooth is quality.
Yeah.
If you buy something from them, they're gonna be perfect. Wolf tooth is awesome. I can't say that anymore. But yeah, it has an 8 mil on the very end. Takes pedals off. And we tested all these beforehand, because we didn't film it because it's such a hard thing to test to make sure it's scientific. But we tested everything.
I think in the future I could see us doing a breakdown video individually of each.
100%.
Of what can you fix? How do you use this to fix this? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we tested all these before we actually film the video. There's a lot of research behind each one of these videos that people don't see. That's why I take a little bit more time than I think they usual videos take, is these testing ones. But yeah, it took pedals off great. It was awesome. Love it. Especially the chain breaker pliers part. I love them. I always have the little ones, which were always, oh my gosh, which were also mentioned in there, but it wasn't on the top 5 list.
Yeah, the Masterlink pliers versus the 8-bit pliers. I think I was struggling. I had put all these on our on Merchant Cycle's website, the new store, and I was like, what exactly are these called? How would exactly, because it's kind of a weird name, 8-bit pack plier versus the Masterlink combo plier or whatever. But yeah, I think they're really cool. I love the magnetic slide. They're so thin, and they also do so much, which is nice. I will say that those get a little bit more into the complex look of them, I guess. They can be kind of intimidating to look at and be like, what do I do? But I think once you kind of learn them and have someone explain them to you, it makes a huge difference, and it's okay, that's actually pretty easy to use. So
yeah, work great.
Yeah.
They're light. They get up in price. They're a little pricey, but they are worth every
durable
penny.
though. You can just tell.
I have never ever worn one out. I have lost one pair, which was very sad. But I've had mine for years, and it's they work great. They are great tools. If you're looking for another tool in your bag, 100% get one of those. Save so much time, especially just popping a Masterlink off, cleaning your chain in general. If you're looking for just Masterlink pliers for home, just get those. They're worth it. Only thing I don't like about them is the okay, I'm gonna critique every one of these because I just why not?
That's okay. That's what we're here for.
They have it set up for a tire lever too on an end. I don't like that. I don't like metal tire levers. That's my preference.
Yeah.
Because it's just I don't want to scratch up my rims or anything like that. I understand having another tool. I don't like that part. I never use it, but that's the only thing I would change. But it's such a minute change.
Yeah. But it's also something that's you might as well, because it's if you did get in a situation where you just don't have a tire lever, I guess it's better than none. Yeah. Right.
It's one of those things. You can always cover it with your jersey or something like that. It's such a minute thing that if Wolftooth does listen to this, I love you so much. That's the only thing I would change about that tool.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so cool. Such an awesome tool. Everyone should go get one.
It's seriously so compact. I think it's so impressive, especially you compare it to the other multi-tools.
Yeah.
Like, so compact and so, yeah.
Yeah,
for
Wolf
sure.
2 does a great job. Next on the list, I'm remember these all by just, I can't, it was the giant tool.
The Tool Shed 13.
Tool Shed 13. Really like this tool. It will do pretty much everything. It's very light. It is very thin. But what we found in testing was the torque. Like, you can't put super high torque. I think the max torque I would probably suggest 20 Newton meters with the 8 mil or something like that. You can get pedals off, but it's hard.
Yeah.
And that's kind of my main test on a lot of these is like torque if you can take a pedal off, because that'd be nice. And pedals are at 35 Newton meters, and you have to really bear down on them. I was scared I was going to break the tool, but it did it. So it passed. Yeah, good chain breaker. It has everything, but it's very light. There's not much.
I like how thin it is too, because then you compare, because I think next is the M17, but compared to that, it's definitely not as bulky. And it's definitely thin. It's probably,
it's our thinnest.
It's not thicker than your phone type deal. So like,
it's awesome for like, especially like putting in a back pocket on jerseys. Like, you won't feel that. Like, that is so thin. Or like top two bags.
Yeah,
like,
sliding in that little side pocket.
Yeah, if you're like that is an awesome multi-tool. And it's a great price too. And Giant's awesome brand. They make good stuff, and I think it has a good warranty on it too. So like, you can't beat that.
Yeah.
There's not much more I can say about it. It's a good tool. That's why I put it on the list.
Yeah.
And then next was our M17 Crank Brothers. Oh, I love the tool.
Oh yeah.
It's my favorite tool of all time. Like, if I had to pick a favorite out of all these tools, it'd be that. It's kind of a nostalgic thing too. Like, I've owned mine since when I bought it 2 days before I did the DK in 2017.
Okay. And
I've had it ever since.
Yeah.
And I've never lost it, which is crazy. But it is awesome. I love it. Because like the chain breaker is great on it. Like, everything's overbuilt. It's heavy-ish.
Yeah.
It's not very thin, but it's overbuilt, and I think it'll last a lifetime. I think it even has a lifetime warranty on it too.
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, they and just the durability, the usability of it. Like, I feel like it's pretty comfortable and like pretty straightforward. Again, it's your classic multi-tool look to it and use of it. But yeah,
you can take pedals off of it. I have popped a crank off before, so that's 50 Newton meters.
Yeah.
Like that tool's durable. I really like that one. It's hard to beat it. Crank Brothers, as a company in whole, makes nice stuff too. So like, you just can't beat that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I can't say I love that tool. I said it in the video. I'll stand by it. But yeah, that one's awesome. The last one that were on the top 5 list was the
Ratchet Rocket.
Ratchet Rocket, the best name ever.
Best name, yeah, it's great.
As a multi-tool, it's pretty bulky.
Yeah.
It's not real heavy, but it's bulky.
Yeah.
But it's so awesome.
I think it's pretty sweet. I'm like, I might need one. I'm not gonna lie.
Like even just having it around for just a home.
Yeah,
toolkit.
you kind of mentioned it as like it'd be a good like starter toolkit, or if you're like, you ride bikes, but you're like, I just need something like little. I don't want like a whole tool case taking up too much space. It's like something you can keep with your bike, or just with your bike stuff. And like, yeah, it does a whole lot, like so much for what it is, and I think it's awesome.
Yeah, and it's a nice little package. There's a lot of small parts. That's probably the most thing I'd be worried about. But like, if you're bike packing or something like that, if you just need a little bit more tools, if you're going to be out and about, I think it would be a great option. Has awesome, like, it's so user friendly. Like, it's a ratchet. Most people have always used a ratchet. High torque situations, scary, but it does work. The ratchet is really, really, really well built. Taking pedals off would probably be my max for it personally, but in a pinch, I think you could do higher torque situations with it. Yeah. Other than that, like, God, awesome.
It's cool.
Comes with tire levers, a spot for a patch kit. Like, it's just a good tool set. If you don't care about the size or weight, if you have a frame bag, just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or even since it is like so compact and closed, you could even like kind of strap it around your bike or whatever, like in one of those the tamale looking things.
Yeah. The chain breaker's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just awesome. I love that thing. That thing's so cool. Oh, man, tools make me so happy. That's why I was so excited to do this video, because I'm like, man, like, tools are one of my favorite things. And it's fun helping people find the right tool, especially for Unbound. Like, I think all these tools would be great options for it.
Oh yeah.
Especially like mixing a couple of them in. It's awesome. Yeah, and then finishing off, we talked about the Park Tool chain breaker. Solid tool. Always have a chain breaker. You never know. And then I think we did Dynaplug. We did the Racers version. And yeah, always have a Dynaplug.
Dynaplugs are just so impressive.
Yeah.
Like, you see them work and you're like, yep, need that.
They work. They're a little pricey, but they're worth every penny.
Yeah.
Because like we've tested Stan's darts, we've bacon strips. Like they're like, I think $60 for the Racer, or $54.99 or something like that. But they're worth it. Like, they're so worth it. Yeah. Dynaplug's where it's at. Bacon strips, always carry bacon strips around because you never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Dynaplugs. And I think that was our list.
Yeah, and then we already talked about the Masterlink. Wolf Tooth Masterlink pliers.
Yeah. And there's other ones out there too. But like, if we're going to get like in the bougier ones, I would 100% do a different video for top 5 nicest.
Yeah.
Because there are better ones out there.
Yeah.
But like, for the bang for the buck, like, this is going to be for like me and you. But like there's like One Up makes one that goes in your stem, like, just crazy stuff like that. That's just so, I just call it bougie. It's bougie.
When you're getting into that fancy stuff and you've like, you're okay with spending money because you spend a lot of time on your bike type deal. Like,
yeah, because some of those are hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
These are a lot budgeter, so that's why I put them on my top 5.
Yeah.
And it's still subjective. A lot of people, there's a lot of good tools. Like Lezyne makes really nice tools. Park Tool makes some pretty nice tools. Like, this is kind of a subjective one.
It's top 5, but there definitely could be other things and stuff.
A few years, we'll probably redo a video saying this is the top 5 now.
Yeah, new stuff's going to come out for sure.
Oh, yeah. And if any companies listen to this and want to send me some stuff, I'll 100% test it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think we had a company, Dawn Dusk, sent the shop some stuff, and we tested it. And it's good stuff too. Yeah. Like we're still testing it. Their bags are good. I don't know if we're gonna bring them in, but their bottles are pretty good.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much the overview of that video.
Yeah,
I'd still want favorite videos. Like,
that was good.
Like, it's just so good.
Yeah,
makes me so happy making a video like that.
It's like you're a mechanic or something.
I know. Tool videos always make me happy. I'm excited for the Unbound video coming up.
Yes.
Like, it's the prep.
It's a lot and kind of intimidating, I'd say, but like as far as for us to figure out the information, what exactly to say and how to say it, because it's like we are always doing our best to word things the right way and word things in a way that like makes sense, but also like we're not trying to exclude somebody, but we're also not trying to like play favorites, but it's also like we just want, I don't know, we want all that information out there, but we don't, again, so many things are so like specific to certain people and like figuring that out. So, Unbound prep and just kind of what to think about before going into season. Yeah.
And that one's going to be like, that's going to be the starting point for like next videos until pretty much Unbound, I think. It's going to be, this one's going to be very broad, like what you need to think about right now, because people are just signing up. And then we'll do like nutrition, training wise, comfort, stuff like that to really put people, like really make people think.
Yeah. So just lightly mentioning these topics and mentioning a few key points and then being like, okay, well, we're going to have a specific video for nutrition. We're going to have a,
Yes.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. But it's going to be really good. I'm really excited for, especially this year's videos.
Yeah.
Anyssa keeps them all on this awesome content calendar. Yeah. I just want to point out, like, I'm in front of the camera and I do some of the filming, and Anyssa does everything else. Like, all the hard...
You've been editing.
Yeah.
I just keep you on track, and you do things, you go, does this make sense? I go, yeah.
I was going to say, like, the scheduling part, I cannot do.
Yeah.
That is not me. And she schedules it. And I'm like, whoa, what are we doing this week? You're like, look at the calendar. And I'm like, okay.
I'm teaching him, man. He didn't know how to look at a calendar. I'm getting him there.
There's pictures on it. So I'm like, oh, I can understand pictures.
Yeah. You can put your name on it. Yeah, we're doing.
I like that.
The behind the scenes stuff, man. We're like really trying really hard to keep this organized and like professional and like really well done. Because it'd be super easy to just pull out our phones and like make a video, and I'm sure people would be happy with it, but just for us, like, I'm very proud of us. Honestly, like, extremely, like, especially you, like, all the work you've done and like just the passion you've put into it. I think it's awesome, and I think it's so cool, and I think the shop's like very lucky to have this dynamic and this skill set, I guess, like right in home. Most people have to hire out these type of things.
Yeah, you too. I we're like, I feel like we're like the dream team, because it's like you have my craziness, and you're like, yeah, let's think about this, like what we should actually do. But yeah, and like my goal is for all these videos, like I want us to put us, like I want to set us aside from other like industries and bike shop videos and stuff like I want to do that extra step. Like we're doing a bike flights video, like when people ship in bikes to us, we have the service of like, we build your bike up, we keep all the stuff, we make sure it's tuned up, we make sure it's perfect for you for the day. But explaining that, I'm like, man, I really want to do an animation. So I've started animating everything, which I do have I think I have a couple more weeks before it's done. I'm gonna hit it hard next week, really hard. But yeah, it's gonna be really.
Yeah, it looks so good. I'll be 100% honest. I mean, obviously, I know you're a graphic designer, so your graphics are gonna be good. But I also like, when you get into like drawing stuff out or like actually shaping stuff, sometimes that can become either overwhelming or underwhelming. And I was like, well, I think it's a good idea, but like, and then the clip you've done so far, I'm like, wow, that looks so good and clear, and like that looks like what it should look like. And I think that's so cool to see.
I was skeptical too, because like I'm not a very good drawer, but I can do Illustrator pretty good. And I was drawing it, I was like, oh, this is gonna look like shit.
Yeah, no, it looks so good. And so again, like you can tell what's happening. So in other words, I'm saying all of this now, you have some big pressure on you to actually do it and make it look good. I've announced it now, so I have to do it. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of our upcoming videos. I guess upcoming for this podcast. Like I think we keep doing what we're doing. The support we've gotten from doing this podcast is awesome. Oh my gosh, yes, thank you guys.
Like we don't have a ton of views, but people have watched it, and I've heard really good things, and it makes me feel good that like, okay, we're doing something right. But yeah, we thank you to everyone who's listened to this. Yeah, especially made it to the end.
Oh my gosh,
I know. But yeah. I think we keep doing what we're doing. It's gonna get better and better. I'm gonna try and keep this podcast to not be like super professional podcasts. Like we're gonna have like guests on, like hopefully some like professional cyclists, stuff like that. Yeah. But like I don't want it to be like most of like professional cycling podcasts or like bike podcasts is like very like all cycling. But like some of the stuff, like these are still like people too, like they have hobbies on the
like
side from cycling.
This is a little more informal, like not the feeling you'd get like when they're on, a talk show, like a little more like relaxed and a little bit more like, hey, get to know them. Like, oh, this is kind of cool,
like what's your dog's name? like stuff like that. So I think that's kind of the trend I want to keep going. Some videos are going to be way more like bike related than others. Some may just be like, it's a slow day in the winter time. We're not going to talk about bikes. Yeah. Or it's like the heat of the summer, and we're like, just right after I'm bound, we're like, let's talk now about bikes. No more bikes. I'd like
to stop now, please.
Yeah, we're done. But yeah, I think that's kind of our trajectory for this podcast. I'm really excited for all of this.
Yeah, for sure. Let us know what you think too. Like if you want us to talk about a specific topic or anything like that, or just like what critiques you have, man, give them to us.
Yeah, I'll talk about anything. Yeah. I don't force Anyssa to talk about anything.
I'm here, man.
But yeah, I guess that's the end of the episode.
The end of the episode. Wow.
I was like, man, this is gonna be a short episode. Man, we're at 50 minutes.
We can talk. No, this was like a minimally planned one. We were like, hey, You know, we got asked early in the day, "Oh, what are you guys going to talk about tonight?" We're like, "Yeah, I don't know yet."
I put an outline together in a couple minutes, and I think it was good. I'm just super happy about the multi-tool video and like kind of getting back into things after the holidays. So,
yes, for sure. Let's start 2024.
I know. I'm still in 2020.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know where I am.
It's 2019, I'm pretty sure.
God, 2016 was the year.
Okay, well.
But yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Like I said, if you guys have any suggestions, just let us know. And have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful morning. Have a wonderful
afternoon. A wonderful
a week.
Moment.
Month. Year.
Second.
Have a good day. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.